Why, hello, class. Welcome to the anti-authority classroom. If you hear a cat meowing outside, just know that that is my star pupil rebelling against authority. Because I've told him many times, stop meowing. I'm not going to give you any more treats. I already gave you like 7 and you vomited up on my favorite rug. And he said, damn you and your opinions, give me more treats. Round of applause for Meowskins. My little Meowskins is ahead of the curve. Now, let's break down today's lesson, won't we, children? Shall we? Did anyone complete the homework? You failed. You failed. You weren't supposed to complete the homework. Duh. It's homework. Homework. Do you understand the contradiction? Do you see the contradiction between homework? It's a place where you are supposed to rest and take comfort, but instead you're gonna work there? I'm sorry, you already spent, 6 to 8 hours in a prison-like building? Already doing enough work? Now you have to bring that homework to home to continue working when you had ample enough time of doing nothing during class to get it done? And beyond that, students, why exactly is not every single class period recess? The amount of learning you actually do in a day should be at most 2 to 3 hours, because in reality that's about as much concentrated knowledge you can retain within a day. Why exactly is class not every single class recess? An exploration of the senses, fun, freedom, the liberty to do as you please. No running during recess? How about catch these hands, Myrtle? Catch these hands, Karen. Catch these hands, Dolores. Oh wait, you can't, because you're old and bitter. Alright, let me continue erasing yesterday's lesson. Does anyone remember it? Good. No one should remember it. Why remember things that you didn't think of yourself? You think of it. If it resonates with you, you keep it. If it doesn't, why did someone just waste your time telling you things you didn't care about? Rudeness. Who said rudeness? Little Timmy over there. Define for me, what is rudeness? Yeah, seems like you're having a little of a tough time defining rudeness. Hurting other people's feelings? Sometimes it's gotta be done. Being uncomfortable? It's gotta be done sometimes. They're making you uncomfortable. Why should you care about making them uncomfortable? They've hurt your feelings. Why should you care about their feelings? Now, except for you, little Johnny, you're kind of a sociopath. None of these rules apply to you. You are ultimately just going to use them to hurt other people. I'm talking in general, a sense of freedom and liberty, no guilt tripping. You all have kind hearts within you, all have genuine feelings inside of you. It's being torn away from you. They're trying to cut you up, so that way you're nothing more than a worker, a cog within the machine. They're trying to kill off your humanity. That way you become a robot. Minus you, little Johnny. You already Satan. Just kidding. Satan's not that bad of a guy. You, though, another question in mind. Another topic in mind. Another thing in mind. Now, let's decipher Pink Floyd. Has anyone listened to The Wall? No? You haven't lived. So, Pink Floyd. Tell me, who was the first guitarist and original songwriter? Who was he? Syd Barrett. Excellent. Now, why exactly did Syd Barrett drop out of Pink Floyd? Psychedelics. The man truly lived life afterwards. Syd Barrett is what you guys should be after. You know how they tell you, oh, you could be the next president, oh, you could be the next elected official, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be this worker, you could be this worker, and you could be this worker. No, Syd Barrett. You could be the next Syd Barrett. Syd Barrett. But The Wall was not written, nor was it at all contributed to by Syd Barrett. So, The Wall. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bombs? Fascinating concept, isn't it? When a group of elites with all the authority, all the power given to them by all the masses who don't really wish to give them that power but are held hostage mentally and emotionally and psychologically to give over that power to them, thus decides to bomb their homes during a profitable war, profitable global war, thus crippling the childhood safety and childhood dreams of so many children who lost their fathers and lost their relatives. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Now, we have several songs to choose from, but we're obviously going to go with another brick in the wall part 2. Another brick in the wall. Part 2. Now tell me, what is the significance of this song? We're going to cover 3. What is the significance of this song? Yes, a schoolboy goes to school, the headmaster starts beating him into place, the children are all forced to conform, much like a slaughterhouse. They're all there to just be turned into a meat. They're all there to be thrown into a meat grinder, to be pulverized into the meat that the masses or that the elites want. Now, what is the role of the headmaster? Yes, you, little Annie. Exactly. To make sure the children stay in line. Those that succeed are those that are most complacent, those that are most easily accepting of authority, those that are willing to be the most obedient, those that are willing to ignore their judgments and criticisms of the system and merely mold themselves to it, conform to it, accept it, move on with it, be successful. Because the more you conform, the more you complacent to the system, the better you do in school. The more you pursue college, career, the better you are at those subjects, the more you are rewarded. Now, what is the end result of another brick in the wall? All the students decide to rip their freedom back for themselves and to set ablaze their headmaster, destroying the building that's turned them into meat grinders, stolen away their days, stolen away their years, stolen away their minds, burned it down, chopped an axe to it, then throw their headmaster onto a burning pile of chairs and desks. So what do we learn from that, children? You. We learn that violence is the answer. Just kidding, the anarchy logo has nothing to do with violence. Now, the second song we're going to cover today, class, the second song about anti-conformity. Rage Against the Machine. Pretty much their entire discography is a good listen. A good listen, students. Very, very good listen. But Killing in the Name of is certainly the song we're going to focus on. Now tell me, where did Rage Against the Machine perform Killing in the Name of? You. That's right. Outside of the Wall Street. Right outside of where they were establishing the crossroads of BS. Oh, the crossroads of BS is really just where religion, politics, and business meet. So, why exactly did they choose to perform Killing in the Name of right outside of the Wall Street? It's like the Mecca, isn't it, children? It's the place that all people want to be. It's the place where money is handled, transacted. It is where the nucleus of all of our societies are. It is the nucleus of our society, and the mitochondria of which our society is built upon. If your stock market is doing well, you might get a crumb of it and might be happy. If it's doing poorly, you will exclusively suffer the burden. So, why did they sing Killing in the Name of outside of the stock market, or rather Wall Street? That's right, because they won't do what the stock market tells them. They won't do what the cops told them, which was to leave as soon as he started performing. They won't do what this society tells them to do, insofar as that they are comfortable to push against those limits. Of course, we are all going against the grain, going against authority, we're going against the programming, we're going against the establishment, but only insofar as that you are comfortable with it. Because once I start forcing you beyond your comfort zone, I thus then become authority. So, Killing in the Name of, another song suggestion on top of another brick in the wall. Now for the third song. Which one do you think I'm going to choose? We covered Bob Dylan. We covered Bruce Springsteen. We covered A$AP Rocky. Now, which song am I going to cover now? Kendrick Lamar as well. Which song am I going to cover now? That is right, Immortal Technique. Immortal Technique. Now give me one moment while I look up the song title. I apologize, students, sometimes I don't recall the names of these songs, mostly because why remember anything? You can just describe the memory, describe the vibe, and it'll capture the information well enough. This whole dichotomy of intelligent and dumb, this whole dichotomy of having a good memory and not having a good memory, it's good insofar that you are able to think on your feet, to problem solve, and to be wise. But ultimately, they're not really of your service now, is it? No one is emphasizing you get good survival skills. No one is trying to teach you about the stock market to become self-sufficient financially. You are only intelligent and only dumb based on how much you are able to impress other people and how able you are worked for other people and what sort of opportunities other people give you. Now let's see. Cause of Death, that's right. Cause of Death by Immortal Technique. Truly a good song. Very thorough. Very educational. It doesn't really capture the same sentiment of going against authority or going against authority. It more so pinpoints the authority and tells you to go at it. So it's more specific as to who that authority is. Now tell me, why did Immortal Technique decide to discuss history and specific points in his song Cause of Death? Because sometimes it is necessary to specify who the authority is oppressing us all, for the sake of solidarity among everyone, for the sake of unifying everyone, for the sake of understanding that those around us are more alike than we are different, and to specify the authority against us, we thus undo the programming, propagandizing, brainwashing enacted upon us. So tell me, children, after we learned about this 1, 2, 3 songs, what do I expect you to do for your homework or just self-elected project? That's right. I want you to go explore the world, explore yourself, and think of ways that you can really solidify yourself within yourself. That way you rip away all the machinations installed in your head by these authorities. Question for yourself everything, and as you question, consider acting. Class is dismissed, everyone. You all did an excellent job, except for you, Joni. Except for you. You act nothing. You do nothing. You're going to therapy, Joni. But as for everyone else, I hope you guys have a great, great afternoon. And if anyone gives you homework in any of your other classes, tell them to go kill themselves. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night's rest.